In this video, 3 powerful ways to become famous using the law of attraction. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and hanging with me, this video will change your life and allow your dreams to get out into the world. Number 1. Method acting. So, do you know what method acting is? It was created by Stella Adler, and it was the actual style, and still is, a style of acting that was brought onto the scene in Hollywood. People like Heath Ledger, before he died, was somebody who used method acting. And essentially what it was instead of just saying your lines when you were playing a part, it was to actually become one with the character, to literally embody it in all aspects of who you are. And this is the type of thing, you know, when you're watching a movie and you really hate that actor and you really love that actor or that actress, and then they're in another movie and you think the exact opposite of them from the previous movie. And it's that they're so deeply embodying this character that you actually either really love them or you really dislike them. You know, Heath Ledger actually had a problem with method acting where he became so engrossed in being this villain in the Batman movies that it literally was impossible for him to go out and live his everyday life. And the negative side effect was that he developed all types of problems with prescription pills. So my invitation to you is, what would happen if you used method acting to be your own superhero rather than your own villain? Because what we have to understand is that everything in our reality, whether it's your career, whether it's your success, whether it's your happiness, whether it's anything in your life, is a direct reflection of the way that you view yourself, your self-image. And if you become something and you live out that reality, the fact is that you slowly but surely become that thing. So my invitation to you is, whatever it is that you're wanting to do in the world, whatever it is that you gift, dream, passion that you have, firstly, remember, we're not talking about fame in some vain and very superficial way, right? I'm talking about you have a burning desire and gift and dream and service and message that you want to offer to the world, and you know that the only way for you to fulfill your purpose, for you to fulfill your mission on earth, is for that to get out into the world. And what happens is we hear the word fame and we're pushed away from it, right? Maybe because some people might rub you the wrong way because they're famous just for the sake of being famous. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm saying, do you want to be a musician? Do you have an invention? Do you have a nonprofit idea? Do you want to be an author? Do you want to be a speaker, an artist? What is it that you want to offer to the world? And firstly, you have to remember that you're serving nobody at all by playing small. The more well-known the Jake Ducey brand is, the more famous the Jake Ducey brand becomes, the more I positively influence the world, the more I leave a footprint, a legacy, a difference in the world. It doesn't matter what you want to do. The fact remains that it's simple addition. You will reach more people if you can achieve a higher notoriety in your industry or in society at large. And when you have more power, when you have more social power, when you have more financial power, what happens is, if you're using that for a positive intention, you can make a difference in the world. The world is, for lack of better terms right now, in a lot of chaos. It's in a lot of chaos because there are not enough famous people that are out there positively using their platform to spread love, to spread passion, to inspire other people to step into their dreams. And when you recognize that you can simply use method acting because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not real. And when you can become something, even though you might not already be it yet, the same way that a little girl that's in 6th grade thinks that she's ugly, even though she's gorgeous, every time she gets a compliment, hey, you're so beautiful, she says, no, I'm not, I'm ugly. She looks in the mirror and she can't even see that she's got this beautiful body because she sees an image of what she's not in her head over and over and over and over again. So my invitation to you is, how can you become what you want to be already? How can you eliminate all the thoughts? Can you practice playing the what if game of eliminating every single thought in your head that has a past and a future? It'd be nice if, I could do it if, and recognize if you can embody that super successful individual, that super successful mission or business or dream that you have. What happens is your subconscious mind will make that thing a reality. Practice method acting, just like Heath Ledger did, but instead of embodying a villain, how can you embody your own superhero today and live from that place? Number 2, forget about fame and focus on your craft. While there are rare exceptions of people becoming famous over absolutely nothing, having an impact in the world for positive or negative over absolutely nothing, except for maybe their name or them doing some silly thing and it gaining a lot of attention, the fact remains that you cannot be successful at anything without dedicating yourself to your craft. And what you'll find is when you look at many of the most successful people in the world, whether they're actors, authors, athletes, any people in the world, what you'll hear them say is something similar to this. I never focused as my primary intention of just simply being famous, period. It was, how could I be the best author? How could I be the best athlete I could be? How could I show up and be the best artist that I could be and improve my singing voice and improve my ability to develop my craft? And when you do that, eventually you open your eyes and you wake up and you're one of the top people in the world at what you do. And what happens is we live in a world of instant gratification and we get focused on all the things outside of ourselves. Well, did I get the awards yet? Have I made any money yet? Oh, they didn't like what I was doing. Maybe this isn't a good idea. This isn't happening fast enough. And we get focused on all these outer things. We get stuck in the outcome. We forget about our craft. And we get totally focused on what other people think about it. If success has chased us yet, if we've become a success, we compare ourselves to other people that have been doing it for 1 year longer or 30 years longer. And we get caught in this place where we actually neglect our craft. And if you neglect your craft, there's no way at all you can ever become good enough at something to make a lot of money at it, to impact a lot of people at it, become successful at it. It is impossible. So what I invite you to consider is process over outcome, which is a term that Abraham Maslow used in order to define self-actualized people. He said 1% of the population was self-actualized, meaning that they reached their highest potential, they're living life on their own terms. And he said one of the most important elements, and I know you can agree with me on this, is that people that become very, very, very influential at something, generally, not all the time, become that way because they're so entrenched in what they're doing that they become great at it. So process over outcome, noticing when your mind gets really focused on, oh, I haven't made money at it yet. Oh, they said no to me again. Oh, what do you think of this? Is this a good idea? Is this a this? Is this that? Is getting in the process. As someone who's published 3 books with Penguin Random House, one thing that I talk to people a lot about is writing. And I always say, I don't look at the screen when I even write. I look above the screen when I type. And the reason I do that is because I want to stay in the creative process. I don't want to worry about, well, will this sound good? I wonder what they'll think of this line. I just want to get into the creative process and stay in that energy and stay in that spirit and know that eventually everything will take shape, everything will take form. So my invitation to you is the same. How can you stop editing your life? How can you stop editing your craft and getting so caught up in what do they think and what will happen here? How can you be so in love with your idea, with the process of what you're doing, that the natural byproduct to you is that you have a magnetic energy because you truly love and stand behind what you're doing. And when you come from there, success will honestly chase you. Number 3, don't be afraid of success. So many people are afraid of success and they have maybe consciously they even say, I really want this success, but then they're afraid of success, and that's why I always talk about my free success hypnosis. It's down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com, and it'll program your mind with success affirmations over and over and over and over again, because what happens is maybe consciously we want success, unconsciously we're afraid of it. And we think either fame's bad or, maybe you shouldn't be noticed in life. Live very modest and live very humbly and don't be seen. Don't raise your hand. Don't stand out. But you serve nobody. by playing small. And you've got to realize that the more influential you become, the more of an impact you can make in the world, the more of an imprint and positive influence you can have in people's lives with whatever it is that you're doing. Whether it's that you want to be the top at something in business, or an artist, or you have this great idea that's going to help starving children, it doesn't matter. The fact remains that the more influential you become, the more of an impact you can make in the world. And what happens is, maybe you see somebody that, there's that quote that maybe you heard before. It says, quote, "Stop making stupid people famous." And what happens is, the byproduct of all these, people that are famous for nothing other than, making a fool of themselves or somebody else. What happens is, we have a connotation of success and fame as being a very superficial and bad thing. And what I'm inviting you to consider is that, let's say that you had the cure to cancer. Would you be afraid of being famous if you had the cure to cancer? You might, but you would embrace that fear, and you would show up at the world and you say, "Hey, I have the answer. I have the solution." You'd go on every single major media outlet in the world. You'd be putting out content every day. You'd be traveling and speaking all around the world. Why? Because you were possessed by a higher vision. You were possessed by a higher purpose, right? So you may be an artist. You may be a musician. You may be a business person. You may have a new invention idea. It doesn't matter. But I'm serving nobody by having these ideas that have changed my life. Me personally, Jake Ducey, I serve nobody if I don't turn on the camera because I'm afraid of being seen. So I invite you to look at anytime your mom or your dad or your teacher or an institution or a religion scolded you for speaking out, for being loud and proud and confident. Anytime you were bullied for feeling great about yourself, for being popular, for having a cool idea that people liked. And I invite you to get rid of that idea where the protectionism result of somebody scolding you for that is we shrink ourselves. I'll just, go through life and, try to, blend in with the crowd. You know how many great ideas are lost? How many big dreams are lost? How many people could influence the world in a positive way, but they're scared of success? They're scared of being known. They're scared of being seen. You serve nobody by not being seen. So I have to ask you, where in your life right now are you afraid of being seen? Where in your life right now are you afraid of failing? So the result is your work, your art, your passion, your smile isn't getting out there in the world. It was said very, very well by Nelson Mandela when he says, "You literally serve nobody by playing small in the world." That you serve the world by stepping confidently. Hey, I'm going to reach millions of people with this art. Hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, and living that out. So I invite you to step confidently, boldly, and bravely out into the world with your dreams. To raise your hand, to speak out, to put yourself out there in the world. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel weird. You're going to be afraid of failing. Maybe you have a weird idea of fame or success, so it kind of scares you. But know that you alone can make a huge difference in the world. Huge difference. No matter what it is that you're passionate about, you could have a level of impact as an Oprah, as a Steve Jobs, as a Gandhi, as a Rosa Parks, as a Martin Luther King, as any politician or businessman or woman, as an actor or actress or a musician or a writer or a civil rights person. You can have that impact. But you cannot start to have that impact in the world unless you embrace the idea of being seen, of getting uncomfortable with sharing your ideas. And when you face that, you realize that the greatest success you can have is to allow the Spirit your soul, the essence of who you are, of the image in which you were created, that spark of perfection to get out into the world and be seen and become known and become famous and become successful. And you can pull people up and you can say, hey, you can do that too. Here's how I did it. Here's the way you can do it too. And when we start to do that, we build a world of happy, confident, empowered people that aren't pulling people down, that are instead lifting people up. The world needs more people who are known for beauty, for passion, for inspiration, and that can be you. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. I've got a free success hypnosis. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It'll reprogram your subconscious mind and it'll get rid of all those weird limiting beliefs around success. Be sure that you press the subscribe button on this channel. Comment down what your big dream is that you take away from this video. Let's see how many unique and inspiring individuals and dreams there are out there in this community. Share this video with someone that you know that might be scared of playing big in life. Have a great day. See you on the next one.